will make all the efforts needed to defend its sovereignty, will do whatever it takes to defend the people, and also to pay homage to the blood of the martyrs that will never be forgotten, and also that didn't die in vain and they weren't murdered in vain. This has brought back a sense of nationalism, a sense of protection of the entire Iranian community, and this is going to have the opposite outcome expected by Israel. Iran has no fear. Iran has promised to retaliate for as much as it is needed, for as much as the country is being threatened by these terrorist actions performed by Israel, that is also performing a continuous genocide against the people of Palestine as this crisis unfolded, that is also not going to divert the main intentions of expansion of Israel in this Palestinian territory, where thousands of people have been victims of the most atrocious genocide the humanity has witnessed for the very first time, a genocide that has been broadcasted live for over a year, almost 2 years already, with children being the most hard hit by this occupation forces operation in the Palestinian territory of the Gaza Strip and of the coastal enclave of the Gaza Strip. Let's recall now what Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian assured during a call with Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Since taking office as president, I have sought to strengthen peace, stability, and security in the region, but the Zionist regime has disrupted and has sabotaged every area where we wanted to achieve something. This was mentioned by Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian during a phone call with Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Also, Haifa refinery was a successful target for Iranian missiles. This is a breaking news at this moment. This was informed. Israeli strikes targeted an oil depot as well in Western Teheran. The tit-for-tat attacks have been going on non-stop ever since the escalation of tensions outbursted on early Friday morning following a violent attack of Israel against the people of Iran in a flagrant violation of the international laws, in a flagrant violation as well of the United Nations Charter, and in a clear violation of the sovereignty of a dignified state such as the Islamic State of Israel, of Iran. Also, this happened a few minutes ago. We are seeing images of the aftermath of the retaliatory actions performed by Iran minutes before this new wave of missile airstrikes. The Israeli regime called on the population to take shelter. Let's recall that also continuing Iran-US nuclear talks is unjustifiable while barbarous Israeli attacks persist on the country. This was mentioned by Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi earlier on Saturday morning. Also, the Israeli military informed that its airstrikes on Iran have killed more than 20 Iranian army and Revolutionary Guards commanders. This is a back and forth action. The Israeli military spokesperson were mentioning that this has been a successful promised Operation 3 that seeks to protect and defend the country, Iran, and the people of Iran as well, and also their nuclear facilities, also their economic areas, institutions, and as well their main leaders at this moment. remains to be seen how this conflict is going to be unfolding. Meanwhile, several countries of the region have taken precautions in the face of this escalation. For example, Jordan suspended its airspace until further notice due to the current strikes that have been shared between Israel and Iran, according to the country's state news agency as well. Also, Iran is seeking to restore deterrence. Senior research fellow at the Center for Middle East Strategic Studies, that also Iran is not going to be stopping the retaliatory actions, and also according to another report, the Israeli people have no trust in the government in this conflict with Iran. Israeli political commentator Oli Goldberg says, even as most Israelis support this situation, there is a general sense in Israel that nobody is looking out for the population. The population has been left aside, vulnerable to this second war declaration that has been imposed by the Zionist regime on Iran. Israelis are extremely ambivalent about what has been happening, Goldberg told local news media earlier today. Also, these statements were released shortly after the latest Iranian missiles that were fired at the country. There is a mass. Also, there is a sense of vulnerability among the Israeli people in the country. They don't know how this escalation is going to be having a solution. So ultimately, the Israelis are preparing to care for themselves as this war continues. This was mentioned by an analyst of Israel, saying that the population is highly feeling vulnerable and left aside without the needed protection to face this escalation of hostilities. Also, there have been explosions in the Iranian capital. A video posted on several social medias, verified by local news media, show initial signs of Israeli attacks on Tehran earlier today. And also earlier today, Israel said moments that it had launched a new round of attacks, and this is what we are seeing on our screens, that this happened a few minutes ago as well. Also, Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is highly concerned as well about this escalation of hostilities, according to statements by his office.